Okay, my 5th grade engineers. I know some of you have already made this, but I'm going to go through step by step of making the coin eating robot, in case you haven't, for those of you that haven't made it. Or maybe if you started and you stopped and you need some extra help, you can do this video. So this is step-by-step video, so it's long. This is how long it takes in real time. And you can look at the stuff in the Tinkerzine later. I do want to mention that there's a coin wash experiment in here, and if you go to the Willow YouTube channel, there's also a coin wash experiment there that some students, a 7th grade and a high school student, made for elementary students about different substances that will clean coins, so you should check there too. Okay, so let's get our instructions and see what we need to do first. Okay, depending on how long this takes, it might have to be more than one video. So what I like to do is I need to read all my instructions first for each part, so I know what I need. And I actually went over these ahead of time, so I knew to get scissors and coins. Sorry about that. And when I lay out my supplies, I try to lay them out exactly the way they are on the pictures, so that way I know that I have everything, because it's a way for me to check. You do not have to do that, but I'm just telling you what my practices are. So it says you'll need the motor. So the motor's yellow, so you see this yellow motor here. The motor stand, which is not in the same bag. No. Okay, so it looks like the motor stand and the cams are in the same bag. Okay. Okay, so here's the motor stand. You want to keep all these bags for garbage later. Oh, before I forget, please make sure before you start making anything that you check with parents or the adult at your house that's in charge of you, and make sure it's okay for you to make stuff and use materials that you might need, like scissors that aren't in the kits. Okay, zip tie, the cam. Sorry, a little bit noisy to open up. The cams, the body piece. So there's other pieces in these packages that I'm opening. I'm just putting them back in the package and putting them away for later. The body piece, which is on this one. So it's a bigger piece. A brad. And usually these kits have been having lots of extra pieces, so in case you lose something or it breaks. A brad. So I can't leave these out exactly the way it is in the picture because there's a lot of things. So, but as much as possible I'm going to. The brad, that battery. You saw that? That was my cat flying by. The battery has some plastic wrapping on it, so you're going to want to take that off first. And you might need scissors to do that. On the battery pack. Sticky foam pieces. So there's, okay, so it's a little white squares. There's more than 2 of them. I'm just going to take out the whole thing. Okay, so I think that's all the supplies for part A. Everything else I'm going to put back in packages and in the box, so they're out of my way. Okay. So it says, so we're going to set the motor up. So we have our motor stand. Let me get this out of the way. So our motor stand, and here's the motor. and you're going to keep the red wires clear of the stand. And the way that it is in the picture, it's the stand is going this way. So these legs are pointed away from me, and the black wires are on the left and the red wires on the right. So I'm just putting this thing, and the yellow bump is on this side. What yellow bump? Charlie, sorry. Yeah, you might want to keep your pets clear if you can. Oh, okay. So this yellow bump, so there's a little bump right here. So I have several cameras going, which is why I'm moving this around to show the different cameras. Okay, so the yellow bump is away from you. Okie doke. Through the two, let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to use a zip tie, and it's going to go through these holes. So the way this has it, it's going through, you're putting it through the left hole first, and then you're bending it and going through the right hole. Now, I don't know if these are locking zip ties or not. Some of them lock and some of them don't. That means when you do it, you can't, I'm pretty sure they're probably locking. You can't take it off. You have to cut it off. So luckily they have quite a few extra zip ties. Charlie, you really need to not be sitting there. Come on, move. And nope, nope. Keep cats and little kids away from this stuff if you can. Okay, so now I'm putting the zip tie through the thing, and you pull it tight, and usually I kind of pull it back. Oh, the zip tie actually does go off. So I wonder if I put it through the wrong way. So I'm going to try the other way. So I'm going to turn the zip tie around because usually they lock. So let's see if it locks going this way. Yep. Okay, so I have the zip tie the wrong way. So if you can push it back through, it's the wrong way. You got to flip it over. Okay, so now the zip tie's tight and it can't unlock, and now you're going to trim off this extra piece. Be careful not to cut the wires. And I did not zip tie the wires, so be careful of that. So attach a cam. So I'm trying to make it look like the one. Okay, so there's a right and left cam. Has an R and an L on it. So it says, this is the right cam. So fit the right cam onto the motor. Goes on the same side as the R on the motor stand, and there is an R here. So you have an R here and an R here. R and R. And we're gonna put that on there. Now it's possible that you might have to turn it a little bit. That's okay. Okay. Step 4, fit the left cam on the other side. It should curve the same, so you want it to match the right cam. So I got and the L should go on out. So you can see how these two match each other with the direction that they're going. Oh, it's in. Okay, and they have a good picture in the instructions of the side view. Okay, the angles will be slightly offset, so they don't have to match exactly. You can see that this one's a little bit higher than that one. That's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so that's step 4. Step 5, lay out the body piece with the dark side up. Okay, so again, I'm doing it like in the picture, so you got the R is on the left and the L is on the right, which is a little confusing, but I'm doing it like the picture in the instructions. So crease all the folds and put the sides into a box shape. So you're just going to bend all this stuff. Bend all these little things because you're going to want to put them through holes. Okay, and so put the sides into a box shape. Tuck the tabs to connect the sides and close the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to put the tabs through here. Actually, we're going to put the tabs. So you want to bend this down so the tabs go through here. Right, you don't want this piece on the outside, one on the inside. And again, feel free to fast forward through like stuff where it's taken me a long time to do it and maybe you get it and so you can just go through it. Oops, I forgot to bend this piece. I'm going to bend this one down. Put that one in there, good, and everything holds together. Okay. So now we have the body. Okay, good. Sorry, I've been having problems not knowing how much time it is, so I remembered my timer. Okay, so now we got the box. Step 6, peel the bottom of the motor stand. Okay, so there's a sticker on here. Okay, so the holes are kind of on my left and tilted, and again there's a left and right inside the box. You can see the left and right. That's going to match up with the motor, I would imagine. So here's my L on the motor, so I want to put it towards the L in the box. So I didn't take the sticker off yet. I want to make sure it fits first before I take stickers off. Okay, so, or the backing off, because this is gonna stick to the box. So now I can put this in, and the R's towards the, I don't know if you can see that, there's an R in the box, and the R's towards the R, and the L's towards the L. Okay. And that means that the black wires are over here and the red wires over here. Okay, pull the red wire around under the cam. This would have been easier to do ahead of time, unfortunately. So under the cam, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to see that very well. The red wire goes under the left cam, okay, so it's L. And then poke the wires through the large hole. So then you're going to poke the red wire goes underneath this cam. And then we're going to just poke all the wires through the hole. So it honestly would have been easier to put it under the cam before we stuck it in the box. Okay, step 8. On the back side, so this is the back side. Yeah, you can see, this is the back. That looks like a front. Okay, on the back side, poke a brad through the ring wire. So this is the ring wire. So you're going to bend this over to where there's a hole here. You're going to put the brad through the ring wire, and then put it through the small hole. So you can see it's through the hole, and then you're going to open up the brad, flatten it down. So hopefully you can see that. Kind of dark in the box. Okay, so now we just have a black wire and red wire sticking out here. Okay, step 9, slide the open battery pack, insert the battery. Okay, so we have the battery pack. There's an on-off switch. I'm going to make sure it's on off. And then this should slide open. So that should have slid open much easier than that. So there's a little too much of a bump on this or something, I don't know. Anyway, slide it open. The spring always goes at the flat part of the battery, so at the negative. And then the part of the battery that pooches out, that's a positive, and that goes towards the little metal piece in the battery pack. Okay, so we got the battery in. Put the cover back on. Okay, so you got to push down a little bit harder than I was to slide it out, I guess. So you push down on those raised marks. I probably can't see them on the camera, and then you push. Okay, so we got the battery in. So the wires should be pointing this way. This doesn't look right. Okay, this looks a little, no, I guess it's right. It's just the perspective's a little off. Okay, so this looks a little bit different than the picture, but now you're going to put these foam sticky pieces on this part where it says battery pack, and the switch on the battery pack is going to go on this side. Because you want to be able to turn it on and off. So you're actually going to be attaching the battery pack where the little door for the battery is. Okay, so it says 2 foam squares. Okay. Put the foam squares here and then take the backing off. Lost most of her fingernails. Broke off, so it's hard to pick off these backing papers. Okay, so again, the red, excuse me, the wires are pointed to my left. I'm going to put, so the switch is up. Push this on here. And then it says, step 11, connect the red wires from the battery pack and the motor. So here's my red wire. Here's my red wire, so this is going to fit right in there. Okay, so it doesn't say to do anything with the black wires yet. Okay, so I'm going to put my garbage away. Okay, I think we should have time to make the head. Okay, so that's the body. So that is built. I'm going to put that aside. Add the head. So I need the body, the head, the big cam follower, which is this. And the cam is going to run along this thing. A small cam follower, the sticky foam pieces, another brad, which is there. The orange foam piece, and the dowel. So a dowel is usually just a round piece of wood. But in this case, it looks like the dowel is square. So usually a dowel that I'm used to is round. This is a square dowel. Okay. So, I think that's all my pieces. Dowel, orange foam, brad. Okay. So, add the head. Step 1. Lay out the head with the dark side up. So this is similar to making the body. We're going to crease all the folds before we put it together. So it goes together easily. That means these little tabs also. Okay, find the orange rectangle and put it into a box shape. Okay, and again, these are going to go inside. It's going to go inside. So we're just making a little box. Okay, make sure that all the things are on the inside part of the box. Okay, so, and then the picture, the box is like that, so I'm going to put it like that. Okay, find the orange rectangle inside the box, inside the head. So there's the orange rectangle inside the head. And stick the big cam follower to it with 2 sticky foam squares. Okay, so again, I want to, so this has the big part, the long part of the big cam follower pointing up. So I'm going to put it in here first to make sure I'm doing it right. This end, this flat piece is pointing up, so you don't, so this is wrong. This is correct. Okay, so I need a couple more of these sticky foam squares. I think I'm going to put these actually on the cam follower. It'll be easier to stick it in the box like that. Feel free to put these in the box if you want to do it differently. This is easier for me. You don't have to do everything exactly in the same order that I do it, but you just want everything to be in the right position. Okay, and this flat piece is up. And put this on the orange in the box. Okay, and put this in the garbage pile. Okay, make sure you don't leave the backings of all these stickers around. It's really annoying and they get into stuff and your parents won't be happy. Okay, so step 3, from inside, poke a brad, okay, through the slotted tab and then through the orange. Okay, so there's a little slit on this. If you can see it right there. So that's where the brad's going to go through, where that little slit is. So I'm going to poke this through here. And they have it going, the slit going up and down. So I'm going to do it like that. Because I don't know if there's a reason for it. Perhaps the brad goes in there easier. Okay, and the inside view. And then through the orange foam. Okay, step 4. Slide the ring. Okay, so now we got the body back. Slide the ring tab, slide the ring wire from the battery pack onto the brad. So we're sliding the ring wire onto the brad. You can see that. Okay. Open the legs to secure the wire in place. So, I'm gonna open that up. Make sure the brad is still in the middle of the slotted tab. And flatten the legs down. I don't know how it could not be in the middle. I think they mean here. You want it to be in the middle of this slot. And tighten it down. Okay, step 5. Flip the small cam follower flat side down. So flat side down, here's a flat side. Then slide it onto the dowel. Alright, okay, this is pretty tight. It's open, so it should stretch a little bit, I guess. Wow. That's super tight. Then slide it onto the dowel. It should be about a quarter of the way from the, okay, so mine is really tight. So about a quarter of the way from the end. So you're going to estimate that. Okay. From the right end. So it would have been easier if I would have slid it the other way. Okay, so this is the right end. Turn the body around. Okay, so this is what's going to hold the head on, I guess. Okay, so you can see on the head it has these holes, and this is going to match up with these. So these wires are not happy with me. I don't think it matters which way that's going, but I'm going to. Okay, this needs to be on the inside, it looks like. Line up the holes in the head from the inside, slide the dowels, long end. Okay. Sorry, this is a little confusing. Okay, so we want this flat part of this to hit this right here. And then this one is going to hit this cam. So we're going to I guess just put that in there like that first. Okay, so you're gonna need to adjust this so this touches here, so mine isn't down long enough. And you want to put the long end in first, and then get this one in. So this is going to be hitting this cam, and hopefully, oops. Okay, so now I should be able to slide the head on. Okay, and if I look inside, I can see that this is going to hit here, and this one's going to hit this one, which is what you want, because that's what makes movement when when those hit the cam. They hit the cam followers, hit the cam. Okay. So, the other side. Stop and check. Big follower over the right cam, small follower over the left cam. See in the box anymore. Yep, small follower over the left cam, big follower over the right cam. So that's what we want. And oops, sorry guys. This is where I'm going to have to stop this video and continue on another one. Okay, continuing on, hopefully. Okay, so we got the head on the robot, the cam, and the cam followers are in the right place. So it looks like we're going to build the arms separately, so I'm going to put this aside. And get out the stuff for the arms. So, what I'll need for the arms, I need contact wires. Which are these. Now, I see finally in this pack, I see the silica gel little thing that keeps that absorbs moisture, but please don't let your pets or if you have younger siblings get to this, okay? I know my cats have chewed them up before. They like to chew on it. They're kind of crunchy. This is not good for people or animals to eat, so make sure if you're not storing something with this, you get this in the garbage. Okay, so contact wires, the arm pieces, wood tray. There's another one of these silica things in here. Okay, so the wood tray is this. We've got these two arm pieces. Right and left arms. The wood guard. sticky foam pieces again. Zip ties, this time it says 3 zip ties. And again, they have a lot of extras that they give you, which is awesome. And scissors, which I have. Okay, so okay, this says silver dots. Oh, okay, so where this is soldered to here, so the silver dots they're talking about is the silver solder. So it says step 1, stick the 2 contact wires to the wood tray with sticky foam squares. So again, I'm placing it exactly the way it is in the picture. I had it the wrong side. If you look at the other side, there's some little etchings for the foam squares. So I'm going to put the foam squares there. I didn't do that very straight. Not sure how much it matters. But at least I should try to be straight with this. Okay, so now I'm going to take the backing off. Again, it helps if you have fingernails. To get the backing off, get this in my garbage area. My silica gel goes in my garbage area. Okay, now it says silver dot, so the solder's facing up. And it's on facing out also. So I'm going to put that wire there. Contact wire there. I did not stick that on very well. This is very sticky. So I'm not going to pull it off. It's good enough. But I wish I would have stuck it a little bit more straight. That one's better. Okay, so the wires are facing out. And the solder, the silver dots, it says in the directions, but it's solder is facing up. This is bugging me. Nope, I cannot get that off to straighten it out. That's kind of bugging me. So I was trying to take it off, but it's very stuck. So I'm just going to leave it alone because it's not that important. Okay. Step 2, slot one side of the tray onto the hand of a wooden arm. So this is the hand. So these don't have left or right on them, so I guess it doesn't matter. So this is going to slide in there like that. And then it, okay, so you're going to slide this part in. And then it fits in the other piece. And there's a little hole there. The wire's going to go there. The bump in the middle of the tray should point away from the arm. Yeah, so we're talking about this bump right here. The arm's that way and the bump's this way. Okay, and I'm assuming we're going to do that with the other arm. Nope. Step 3, loop a zip tie. Okay, and it shows you the right way the zip tie is going, I think. Okay, loop a zip tie. So you're going to want a zip tie around the wire, it looks like. Loop a zip tie through the tray and the handholds and around the wire. So this is going down through this hole. There's a little. Okay, this would have been. Okay. So it might have been easier. So push it through. I pushed it a lot through, then through the hole. I hope it's facing the right way this time. See, this is coming off, so. And what you can do is push it through a little bit. Okay, so I can't go backwards, so this is right. So I'm just going to keep pulling it until it's tight. Check my picture again. So if the wire goes through the zip tie, tighten it up as much as you can. My little thing came off. There we go. Make sure the arm is still in the right position. So mine, the end came off, so I put it back on before I get this thing too tight. Otherwise, if you get it too tight and your arm's not positioned right, you're gonna have to cut the zip tie off and use another one. There are extras, so that's okay, because, and be careful when you're cutting the end of the zip tie, don't cut this wire. That you're not gonna be able to fix easily. It's not something I'm gonna make a video about. Okay, so now it looks like the picture. Loop, trim the end. Step 4, loop another zip tie through the hole in the upper arm. So up here. And around the wire with the zip tie head facing out. Okay. So. We're going to go through this hole. Underneath the arm and around the wire. I'm going to bend that wire a little bit. And up through here. Okay, so now the wire is zip tied to the arm. Okay, it's over this piece and there. Okay. Okay, cut the thing. Okay, now we're just going to do that on the same stuff on the other side. So I'm going to do it slowly because I don't want to mess it up, but you can fast forward through this if this is too boring for you to watch this again. Okay, so get the arm on there. Get the wire here. So I actually needed then 4 zip ties. So I need one more. It only showed 3 in the picture. That means there's only 1 extra, which is unfortunate. I want to that. I'm going to go. I feel like I'm doing this differently. So I'm going to go back to the instructions because I think I'm doing it different than I did the first time, and I don't like that. Okay, so the zip tie goes through the top piece and then through this piece, and it's going to go around the wire. Make sure I have it the right way because I think I don't. I do not. So let's put this the other way. You want the rough part of the zip tie facing in. Oop. There we go. Get that back on there. Push this through. Again, you can fast forward through this if you want. And I want this to go around the wire. This is not right. Sorry, guys. So if you look at the end of the zip tie thing, there's one side of it has like 1 hole and the other side of it has 2 holes. You want the 1 hole, this thing going through the 1 hole side. Okay. And this one. So, we have all that stuff done. Now, insert the wood guard into the holes at the front of the tray. So, here's this. Doesn't look like it matters which way it goes. So there. Alrighty. Attach the arms. So, step one, hook the arms onto the dowel one at a time. So, and this has some play in it. So, we're going to pull that. So, put the arms around this robot. And you can pull the dowel and then stick it through. You're probably going to have to turn it a little bit to get it right. So it matches the holes in the arms, okay? And now pull it through and attach the arm on the other side. Oh, good. And that kind of holds the dowel so it doesn't slip around. Alrighty. Slide the rubber, oops, I forgot to get my supplies. Rubber rings, googly eyes, my bad. I forgot to reset my timer, so I'm worried about the time. This gross can't get used to using a timer, that's very bad. Okay, so rings, what do they call them? Wiggly eyes, that's fine. Copper disc. And coins. Alrighty, so we're going to take the O-rings and put them around the dowel to hold this on. So it holds the arms in place. Sign that the head actually moves. Okay, step 3, connect the black wires from the arms to the black wires from the battery pack and motor. Okay, so black wire from the arm, black wire from the arm. Okay, so these have little outpooching things, and the ones from the motor and the battery pack, you can plug them into. It shouldn't matter which one, I don't think, because all you're doing is completing the circuit. Closest one, I guess. All right. Okay, step 4, stick the wiggly eyes to the front. Okay, so now I'm just making a face, which is fine. Obviously, you can feel free to do this however you like and color it and any other things you want to do. Okay. Switch the battery pack on. Place a coin or copper disc on the tray so it touches. So you need it to touch both the pieces of copper here. Ah! Ah! Yay! It worked! It worked! Let's see if it works with a coin. Oh my gosh, it actually works. Okay. There we go. So the penny, oh, so when I push it down, so it just wasn't heavy enough maybe to make the connection. I think this one's too dirty. Nope, that side's not too dirty. Okay, so if your coins are really dirty, that's not going to let the electricity, it's not going to complete the circuit and let the electricity flow either. Alrighty, and nickels. Okay, that's it. We made the coin-eating robot. Now, there are some troubleshooting tips in here that I'm not going to go through. about if the head stays open, this brad might be too tight if it doesn't close or whatever, so you can adjust things. You can read the troubleshooting things. Or get in touch with me if something doesn't work, and I can try to help you troubleshoot it. But that's it. So just make sure that you clean up your mess. I have all my materials that I've been keeping. I would keep this extra stuff somewhere just in case. So make sure so I have a couple little O-rings left and one of the zip ties. Nope, I have 2 zip ties left actually. There was another one. Okay, so I'm going to keep those all together. And everything else, I used all the pieces. So I'm going to use this little bag with a Ziploc on it. Put the O-rings in there. Okay, so make sure you clean up your area. And a couple little extra foam pieces. I maybe could use those for something else sometime. So make sure you get your area all cleaned up. So you're not going to leave a mess for somebody else. Make sure you get your garbage thrown away. There's a lot of sticker backs that you're peeling off. So make sure that those get in the garbage and not left around on the floor somewhere. There's a lot of extra little bags and stuff you're going to want to get rid of. Okay? Now, there's, I don't know what this is. Oh, and there's some other things. So there's some instructions if you have droopy robot arms, what you can do. So there's a lot of troubleshooting guides with this project. So if you haven't made yours yet, I hope this helped you. You should try it on your own, and then if you get stuck, you can use the video, fast forward through anything that you feel like you know, and you don't need to watch me do every little detail. Make sure that you check with somebody before you make things, and please post pictures or videos or both of your finished projects on the Seesaw channel, on the Seesaw Classroom, journal. And I hope you have fun making this. Also, I'd like you to write a little something or say a little something in your video about how it was to make this. This was a little bit complicated, but I thought it was kind of cool. Okay? Bye.